Secret reports have reportedly taken place between Marcus Rashford and a top Manchester United rival in the Premier League. Now, is this just hearsay or could Rashford actually play for Arsenal? My name is Webb. Welcome to the United Hotspot. Here is a quick morning update on the situation of a player who I think was the most disappointing Man United player last season, without a shadow of a doubt. Rashford, I think, performed way below his own expectations, below anyone's expectations, and he knows it. For a player who scored 30 goals the previous season, won the Sam Matt Busby Player of the Year award, for him to come and score only 7 goals this season, but mostly have a season marred by disgust. Like he was playing like he was disgusted to put on the Manchester United jersey. No wonder he has chosen to be off socials for a while, because he has been facing a lot of flack and taking and feeling the wrath of Man United supporters. Now, here is his statement. That is Rashford. After the season, he went on Twitter and said, "It's time to come off socials for a few weeks. I plan to rest and reset mentally after a challenging season, individually and collectively. Thanks to the fans that stood by me throughout a difficult period, to the ones that didn't, just remember at Man United, we always stick together." Well, a bit cocky in there. Sounded a little bit like it. But anyhow, so Rashford is certainly finally doing what he should have done a long time ago. I think this advice should have come to him way before this. When things started going bad, Rashford should have been off socials for the rest of the season, because that's when it mattered mostly. Because maybe he would give himself a chance to salvage his season. But anyhow, they say better late than never, right? I think that's how they put it. So Rashford is finally off socials to rest and reset mentally, which I think he needs to do. But there are reports suggesting that there have been secret talks between him and Arsenal, precisely Mikel Arteta, over a possible move, because they are monitoring his situation at Man United, looking like he's frustrated, and like they say, one man's meat is another man's poison. He could be meat for Arsenal just when he's tired of playing for Manchester. Maybe he's tired of playing in the far north and wants to be in the center of the party in London. I'm imagining Rashford in London. If he's in Manchester and he's going for Belfast Benders, what more will happen if he goes into the Sin City of the UK, party field London? Will he play football? Anyhow, I'm just saying, well, perhaps he will be motivated after the ordeal at his boyhood club. I think he will be pushed to try and come and prove a point at Arsenal. I mean, and people, of course, we can call these far-fetched reports, but I think with Man United now, first of all, you would be naive to rule out anything or any possibility. But also, the fact that, I mean, who ever knew that Manchester United would sign Robin van Persie from Arsenal? And now Van Persie is considered a Man United legend more than an Arsenal legend. It was a bitter separation between the two. It looked like Man United and Rashford was almost headed there. The thing though is it would be a sad bit, because Rashford was the poster boy, was the face of Man United for so long, almost the face of English football. If things are going bad, and this is for me what I think, if things are going bad for these players, these young players, especially players who are from the academy, the first reaction from the club should be to try and support them before letting go of them. Now, we as the fans can come out there because of the poor attitude of Rashford and call for his head, but I think the club should do the mature thing, and the mature thing shouldn't be to just try and please, majority of shouting fans. The reality is, first of all, Rashford has divided the fan base. Certain fans feel he should be given time and support. I think that's the right thing to do. It's the mature thing to do. Whereas it was wrong for them to give him a big contract, 4-year contract extension, and give him so much money. That is part of what disorganized him. It's not his problem. Even I would have taken the money. We all want the money. It's to blame the people who offered him the contract in the first place. But that doesn't take away the fact that Rashford is a baby mentored by Manchester United, groomed by the club to become a top player, highly rated by all the past managers, and somehow he's having a bad season. Mental health. I mean, mental health is real, guys. We go through issues, all of us go through issues. So I think the first point of reaction from Man United should be to try and support him, to try and to see that he gets back to his best form. And him being off socials is the first good step in the right direction. It's good now that he can probably not attract so much money, and I don't expect Manchester United to settle for peanuts to just to lose him. I don't think we are that desperate to lose him. There's no reason for us to be that desperate. I think we can still try and support him to get back to what he can do. The only other thing that I think Rashford needs support with, because I partly think part of the reasons why he has underperformed this season is the emergence of Garnacho and Hoyland and all these young players, Kobe Maino, that he probably by character he loves to be the man running the show. He loves all the attention now because when the run is left and all, he felt like he was the star boy, and indeed last season he was the season before when he won the Samat Baspi Player of the Year award. But I think the fact that now there are young kids taking away the attention, they are the stars and all, is making it got to his head, and perhaps he didn't know how to deal with it, and probably that's part of why he felt a bit frustrated and all. You cannot know what is going on in his head because whatever issues Rashford is facing are mental. They are in the head. So my thinking is if they can counsel him to understand that now it's no longer about him, it's the team, and you've got players who can make you better if you form a good unit in Hoyland, be more generous. Same thing with Garnacho, form a unit. The reality is Garnacho, Hoyland, and Rashford can form a lethal attack. Bring back Greenwood and drop him there, and it's a mess. It's a disaster. So and the thing is, I think there is no one, first of all, who's going to give us the 80 million quid that we think we would expect from him if we wanted to sell. If a club came at giving us 80 million, I think it would be okay to let him go. But if any club is giving us, if clubs are giving us less than that, you would rather keep him. Because if no club is going to give him 80 million quid, he won't leave because whichever club that comes with less than that certainly won't meet his wages. So what then do you do? Stick with him and try to support him to fit into what you're building into the team and change his mentality to be a team player than an individual who thinks he's going to be the one scoring the goals. Because we saw that when he passes the ball to Hoyland, we are scoring goals because he assisted a few times, I think, in the Champions League to Hoyland and in the Premier League, that good assist against Tottenham. So I think, yes, he has scored a few goals, only 7 this season. Not good at all, but he can be helped. It's not a point of no return, but it all starts with him because he might also want to leave. And who better than Arsenal to give you the opportunity to come and punish a club that mentored you from your childhood? But it's just a rumor, but you cannot completely rule it out. So that's why I had to bring it here. But the biggest context for me is that Rashford needs support. We can monitor him and see what he does in the preseason, his attitude during training after taking a break off in the off season, then see what he does in preseason, come back in the first half of the season and see how he performs. Is he good? Is his attitude better? Is he improving? Is he competitive? If it's not working, you can push to offload him in Jan or frustrate him for the rest of the season until he puts in the transfer request because you don't expect him to rot on the bench forever. That's what you do. But I think we have not yet got to that point of we don't want him. And this for me should be the way we deal with academy kids who have bad ordeals. Because these kids are young and they will always be there. But we, as the parents of these kids who mentored them when they were babies, I'm sure Rashford and Mason Greenwood spent the most time of their life at Manchester United than they did in their homes. Come, wake up, go to school, then go to Carrington. Go to school, go to Carrington, OT. Go to school, go to Carrington, OT to watch a game. Their life is all around Manchester United. So if things are going bad for them, we should be the first to try and support them. Then if it doesn't work, if we give it time and we invest so much and they're not helping themselves, then it is okay to say, you know what, we are done. That is how we should treat Mason Greenwood. And now that he's back from his loan, he has proven himself 8 goals, I think, and 6 assists for Getafe. He has proven himself that the football is still there in him. His fitness levels are high. We need to be supporting these kids as a club first before we think about offloading them to whoever, the highest bidder, and what have you. That is what they call an institution that will stand with their own through thick and thin. If that is not the case, then I think we lose the identity of who we are as a club. We lose what defines us as Manchester United. That family, Man United supporters, we are family. That's why you see people are still, there are people who still feel for Rashford, even if he has had the worst season. I think he has been the most disappointing Man United player this season, without a doubt, by far. Leave alone Anthony. Anthony was bought as a business guy, and it didn't work. Rashford is our boy who turned up and won the Samat Baspi Player of the Year award the previous season, showed how good and important he can be. earned himself a big contract, and it went bad. So you think, for me, we need to first support before we start hitting, we start letting, disposing them off. Let us not be lost by the pressure. And this is the thing Ineos is expected to do. With the fans, including me, I've been calling for the head of Rashford. But I'm still insisting, if the money is right, he can go, if he also wants to go. But the thing is, Ineos has got to do the right thing, the humane thing. They cannot just be trying to respond to everything to please supporters. I think the right thing for them to do is to first stand with Rashford and Mason Greenwood before thinking of letting go of them. First stand with them, because these are kids we groomed as a club, as an institution. They have got Manchester United written all over them. That's what I think. My name is Webb. This is the United of Sport. Subscribe, and I'll catch you later. Of course, remember, this is day 2 of the season review with Eric Ten Hag. A Glazer is in there in that review, so it's not all Ineos. So let's wait and see what will happen. Of course, certainly, partly that Glazer will be feeling, we hired this guy and he's performing. Maybe it's part of what is causing division in terms of making a decision. The Glazers want the guy. Ineos perhaps are saying we want our own person. So the confusion is in there. But I'll be back later to give you an update of what will happen from day 2 of the review at Manchester United. Subscribe. I'll catch you later.